You were on, and I kept saying, who is this guy? And I had never heard of you. I had never been to anything you've done. And I kept saying, I've got to find this man. I've got to meet this man. He's so super talented, and he's infectious with what he's doing, his passion and his purpose. Monday morning, ABC 26, I'm with another client. In walks this guy who's going, hey, how you doing? I'm going, hi, I'm Monica Pierre. He goes, I'm Lucky Johnson. I said, what? But you're leaving. Right. I said, I got to find this guy. So on Wednesday, I think it was, Gall and Robinette, WWL Radio, is just mentioning Lucky Johnson's production is coming up. He gives the phone number 5 times. I'm able to write it down. I write it down. I got to meet this guy. So I call you late that afternoon, but it didn't pick up, so I didn't leave a message. And he's one of those guys who said, did somebody call from this number? This is Lucky Johnson. So we finally connected.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
Who are you? You're phenomenal.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. The play was fabulous. You had 3 performances
yes.
at L.B. Landry
Yes.
High School on the West Bank. And we'll talk about the definition of balance.
Okay.
We're talking about encouragement.
Yes.
Who encouraged you?
My parents encouraged me. God, my cousin, you know. I'm excited and elated to be who I am today because of these people. They're powerful people, you know. And fortunate enough, a lot of young folks don't have that type of figure in their life. You know, a strong father figure or a strong mother figure or just a big brother for that matter. So growing up in poverty and obscurity, my parents still were able to provide the necessities for me to try and be a better person in life, you know, and not to succumb to the ways of the world as far as being in the streets and seeing other guys in the streets. I didn't have to do those things, you know. So I was grateful in that aspect, but I was definitely encouraged by them. My dad, he was a strong, he's a hustler, you know, he's a carpenter, he's a contractor. So I learned those trades from him as far as going out and get it, you know what I mean? And my mom, she was always an intelligent woman, so she gave you the aspect of education was important. So dad would go out there and he'd get it from the sweat of his brow, but mama would, you know, she'll give you the more intellectual side of it. You know, go build the house, but learn the blueprint. So that way you won't just be a laborer, but you can be an entrepreneur, you can be the boss of the company, you know. Mm-hmm. So those
Did you think it was possible when she said those things to you?
Yes, I did. I believed in it, you know, because dad was a provider, but my mom was, and they were separated, but they still was a strong parenting there, you know. But yeah, I believed in what she said. I believed in her, and I trusted her judgment, you know. And she was a strong woman. It's 4 boys. She was a single parent, but we all came out all right, you know. So she was definitely my encouragement and my inspiration. She worked hard every morning and come in at night, and she'll take off her shoes and I'll rub her feet, you know. I'm writing a book now that talks about that, and she would say like, oh, you're the best foot rubber in the world, you know. And I would be like, okay, I'm going to get some more alcohol and rub your feet some more. You know?
That's what she was doing.
Yeah. So now in my book, I tells her how I realized she was just psyching me up because I was the youngest, you know. Mm-hmm. So, but
what were your dreams when you were younger, growing up in New Orleans, and your father, you know, you saw what he did, and then your mother, she also spoke words into your life. So, you know, what was the vision that you had for your life then?
Well, at that time, when you're young, you really don't have your own identity. You don't really have where you're going with it. You'll be told you can be a doctor or a lawyer, you know, or a teacher or what have you. But then it sounds good at that moment, but then as the ways of life keep coming and you have peers and you have people around you telling you certain things, you're like, well, you know, you don't know what direction you're going to go in life, you know. So when they'll say, like, my dad was a carpenter, I thought I'd be a carpenter. And sure enough, I can build your house from the ground to the roof. But as years go along, you find yourself doing something else, and then you do something else, and then you do something else. Still trying to find your way in life. But in school, and middle school, and high school, I was always a popular kid in the band and, you know, just doing different things and boxing and whatever, you know. But really not knowing what direction I was going. Entertainment, for sure, because I was always in talent shows and wanting to perform in front of people and wanting to just have an audience, make them laugh or make them. And I was, I'm an educational person, but in school I was always the school clown. You know?
You didn't have to go stand in the corner. I mean,
No, I
got
didn't have to
here,
go stand in
there was
the
a young
corner.
man, 7th grader
No.
in Florida. He had 3 Fs.
Right.
So his father made him stand at
Didn't
the
call.
intersection and saying, you know,
Oh,
I got 3
wow.
Fs. You know, how come you think it's a good, bad thing? And,
Yeah, no, I didn't do that, you know. And being on that side, I'm able to, even when I speak to young folks, you know, that if they want to cut up a little bit in school or whatever, it's not good, because I thank God I turned out the way I did. But I know a lot of my friends and their peers, they didn't turn out so well, you know. And they would run the halls or cut up a little bit, and then they just didn't turn out so well, you know. And it's unfortunate, but now that I'm older, I can see a younger person in middle school or high school, if they cut up, I can kind of like see the direction they're going to go in, and it's not promising, you know. So I champion the fact that you don't have to do what your peers do, or do what you think is cool or hip. No, go to class and learn something. Learn 2 + 2 is 4, because you're going to need that.
Right.
It's very important, you know.
Right.
You're going to need that. So
our guest is Lucky Johnson. I want to find out why they call him Lucky. I have my thoughts, but who knows? He's an actor. He's a playwright. He's an author. He's an entrepreneur. Also, his play, The Definition of Bounce, just opened this past weekend. He was also in the Mark Wahlberg movie, The Contraband.
Yes.
That opened in 2012.
Yes,
So
yes.
really, really busy. Here's what I like about you. So I go to your play,
right.
and only thing I didn't see was the star tracker. So I drive up LB Landry. There's a Hummer limousine. There's another kind of limousine. Somebody had a 745i BMW, and I'm saying, there's something going on. That you bring things, that energy that you bring, you make it big. And Ron Markham said his father gave him the advice: don't be average.
Right.
In your whole being, it's not average,
right.
and the energy is so attracting. Your voice, even on the radio, was so attracting to me that I had to hunt you down,
right.
and synchronicity and serendipity and everything else, and just kind of somewhat stalking you. I found you. So that is amazing. So you mentioned one of your encouragers. I interview people, pre-interview. I said, well, anybody encourage you? He goes, yeah, my cousin. Tell us about your cousin. What your cousin said.
My cousin is Tyler Perry, and I spoke.
That means everybody's cousin.
Yeah, right.
Because he's from New Orleans.
Right.
Okay,
right,
this is a real cousin.
Yes,
okay,
that's correct. His mom and my mom are sisters.
Okay, a real cousin.
Yes, and it's ironic because I share it sometimes and sometimes I don't, and then sometimes you hear a person say, "That's my cousin," and then I will say, "Well, who are your people?" You know, and then they'll say this person, that person, and I don't know those people, and I'm not, trying to put them to shame, but he's not my distant cousin. This was my babysitter. You know what I'm saying? He's maybe 5 or 6 years older than me, so we had to listen to him and my older brother, and or they'll whip us. So I'm very proud of him. I'm very elated for what he's become. I know his struggle firsthand, and I've seen what he's been through in life. The character Mardea comes from my mama. My mama's name is Jerry Banks. Okay. And when it was on Oprah a few months ago, he shared that with the world. And sometime as you grow in your career and in your fame, you try and have a sense of privacy. So my mom, when she was on Oprah, and I remember one time he was maybe 9 years old, his dad whipped him real bad, and he run around the corner. We stayed right around the corner in the third ward uptown. So my mom went around there, and she had a gun. She had a gun. And needless to say, I think she was going to shoot my Uncle Emmett. But my dad took the gun. No, don't do that. But she was just so upset. His back was bleeding. And he even shared that in the email, because he do this mass email to millions of people. And he shared that. He shared a few things, actually, during certain things that he went through in life. But he inspired me a lot. He encouraged me a lot. And I recall in 2004, I did a little movie, went straight to DVD, and I brought his mom to the hospital, and she had tore retina in her eye. She was on dialysis, and his dad, they couldn't bring him for whatever reason. So when he talked to me, he was like, "Man, thank you for bringing Mama." And it's whatever, this is my auntie. This is my baby. This is my heart. She's the one. So if it's not my mom, it's her. You understand? So anyway, I say I'm doing movies, man. Put me in your play or something.
I wanted to ask you about the advice. That's why I brought it up, because I love what he told you to do. So go ahead.
And it was powerful because he said, well, go to school, man. Go to acting school.
Didn't he just write you a check?
Well, that's how I felt. I felt like, wait a minute now. You didn't go to acting school and you off the chain. Put me in something. But I didn't understand then. But Lord knows I understand now. Because listen, I went to school. I didn't go right away because I was like, nah, you trying to brush me off. That's how I felt at first. But then I went to school, and I'm there now. I graduated in May. This is my last semester, performing arts and media. Right on. You know?
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's
and my
awesome.
concentration is film and theater, and I'm already in my field, but I had to hone in on my craft. And true to what I'm saying, I'm on the set with Contraband, $25 million film. A month and a half, we made over $70 million, you know. But when the director say, Lucky, I want you to change the beat, or I want you to pan down right of camera, I have to know what that means. I have to understand what he's saying. I can't Google it. Wait, change to what? I don't have time, you know.
Right.
I have to know what that means, you see. And I was excited because when I hear things on the set of a movie, and I learned it at school, I'm like, wait, this is, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about, and I'm right on it, you know. So I was excited about it, and people.
It speaks a little bit to Ron Markham and Terry. They're so great, but it's just amazing how all these 3 interviews, they're all almost like one interview, because you're all saying the same thing.
That's right.
Is that part of encouraging is challenging you, because Tyler Perry could have written you a check if nothing else to just get rid of you.
Right, that's right.
But he challenged you to go and learn the craft and hone your skills so that you would have a better understanding and a good foundation for what you wanted to do.
And when he saw the movie, he called my mom. He was so excited. He was like, movie he was in. Not that she didn't want to tell him, but he's busy, I'm busy, and she didn't want to make it look like, you know, he said, well, listen, I saw the movie was awesome, Lucky did a great job, don't tell him right now, I don't want him to get excited, but I have something for him. Well, I'm already excited because she told me, because she was excited. And I would love to work with him. There's a lot of people I would love to work with in the business, but he's definitely one of them, you know what I mean? Because and she was like, baby, you have no idea, you're my nephew, he's my son, if you work with him, but, you know, and it don't have to be a big role. I would love to work with him, as well as a whole bunch of people in the business, you know. But that's where I'm at with it, and I did it. I saw him do it. I saw what he become. I saw the empowerment, the message that he gave to the people, and he became successful with it. So with anything, we want to make a honest living and a good living, and as well as get our word out, our message out. Like in my play, I had powerful messages in my play.
Right, the definition of bounce, because you're like the bounce ambassador.
Right, that's correct.
That's what they call you. So why did you choose that particular avenue? People who are from New Orleans understand bounce music, and it's infectious.
Yes. Well, a lot of people look at bounce and they had a bad light on it because of the dancing and the lyrical content, and sometimes certain people with certain sexualities were singing this music. But it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with our culture. It has everything to do with us being bred from New Orleans, and we created this genre of music, this sound. And my job, I think, as far as the bounce, is to share with the rest of the world, young and old, that this is a family-oriented type of music, and this is what your kids are doing. And if you don't know what your kids are doing, then you're lost and your kids are lost. And then when something happened to them in the street, you say, oh, not my baby. Well, yes, it's your baby. You just don't know it because they're angels in front of you. And then when they leave, they got these little demon spirits in them that's cutting up. And then you're wondering why. You know, why they're in jail, or why they got shot, or why are they selling drugs? Because you're not in their life. Because you don't know what they're doing. You understand? So my thing is, I incorporate bounce music in my plays. Nothing raunchy, nothing offensive.
You had a lot of children opening night when I was there Friday.
A lot of children.
A lot of young, families were there.
Yes. Young, old, a different race, you know what I mean? White and black alike, it doesn't matter. This is a universal sound. This is a universal thing. So if Tyler had found the Christian base, then I found the bounce base. I had a pastor come the other day, Franklin Avenue Church. He come to the play. The city councilman, Cedric Richmond, came to the play. A few, because we're filming. I saw you on the tape.
Yeah, right.
I want to see who's coming in. You know?
That's all you have.
Yes, I want to see who's coming in.
Don't lie and say you were there. I have proof that
I saw that you was there. You know. So when we're filming who's coming in, I'm able to recognize and I know where I'm headed with it. And I had a lot of power. I had a few judges came. Lawyers. I had some powerful people there, and I'm excited about that because they want to know what it is. And some people was afraid. One church bought maybe 50 tickets, and they were like, the lady called me. She said, "Well, we're a little afraid because somebody said it's bounce and you're gonna have this." I said, "Listen to me, just come. If it's something you don't like, get up and leave." Sure enough, she stayed the whole time. She waited for me to come backstage, and she said it was great. We all had a wonderful time. It was nothing like we thought it was.
Right.
We had this,
And isn't that one of the ways that we can encourage? Terry talked about being the mom and the universality of what mothers do.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing too that you can encourage by getting people in thinking it's one thing,
Right.
and before they leave, they're
They got
encouraged
something
to
else.
something else.
That's right.
You just drew them in.
Yes, absolutely. Because in this play, we modeled my friend Tim Ward Buck is
Tim Ward Buck.
Tim Ward
Sound like
Buck.
I'm learning.
Tim Ward Buck, Marlon Hartman. He grew up in the St. Thomas Project. We wrote a book. The book is on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It's selling like crazy. So I wrote the play according to the book and his story and his life, and it showed the experiences he went through. You know, he got shot. A friend of his got killed. He was at a house party setting up a DJ, and a guy just started shooting at the house because this ward was in this house, which means nothing. So he found out they were there, and he just come shot up the house. Not for Buck, just for whoever was in the house.
Right.
People that don't have nothing to do with that type of association, you see. So the play was excellent.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I painted my backdrop
Who was
with
that young man?
Isaac White.
What a talent.
Powerful. 14
What
years old.
Oh my goodness.
Diamond in the rough.
A lot of stage presence.
Yes. They didn't see it coming. And when they got there, it was like from the beginning to the end, it was good. You know, nobody had a dull moment. You know, and the parody of the pimp when I come in.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness, I had fish in my shoes.
I thought about Huggy Bear, Huggy from.
Yes, right. Huggy Bear, yeah.
Okay, what's the name of the show he was on? Beretta.
That's right. With the whole
Dating
outfit.
ourselves. Dating ourselves. We're almost out of time. Why do they call you Lucky?
Oh, my auntie gave me that name actually. She used to say I had more luck than sense. So yeah, so it stuck with me ever since. I was a young, maybe 10. So it stuck with me ever since.
I love your branding. I mean, when I spoke to you that Thursday night, I said, well, you know, I won't keep you, and then you got to rest. He goes, no rest.
No rest.
Oh, and then after the first performance, you're on Facebook. I mean, how important is all of that? I mean, because that's a way that can be, with technology, to help as a vehicle to encourage
Right.
people.
Well, it's a movement.
It's a movement.
And once again, I model Tyler. I study them. He shares with me every now and then, you know, and when I listen, when he talk, my brain is like a sponge, and his words are liquids, and I grab them, and he'll say anything, and I get it, and I hang in the balance. And I met my auntie died, God bless her. I met Oprah and all these people, and I sat at the table when we were eating, but they didn't realize when they talked, I was listening. Whatever they said, I was. What did Oprah just say? Oh, okay. And I'm
like a sponge.
Yes, I'm not talking at all. I'm listening. Because I want to capture everything you're saying. Oprah, Gail, T.D. Jakes, Martin, Tyler, they're conversing. And I want to hear it all. I need it all.
I heard someone say, and I wrote it down because I thought it was profound, especially when you're in the nonprofit world and helping others, you talk, you listen
More.
and you talk less.
That's right.
You're the last one to talk.
And let me share this with you real quick. We have 2 eyes to see better. We have 2 ears we can hear better. 2 arms, legs. We have 1 mouth. So we can hush and listen. I share that with people. You have 1 mouth.
Okay, Lucky Johnson. All right, I've asked all my guests this morning, if you could sit down and have a cup of tea or coffee or a latte, and anybody past or present, who would it be?
Oh, it'd be Tyler.
Oh, you can do that all the time. Okay, still.
No, it would be. Well, I'm having a cup of tea with you now because we're talking the tea.
We're talking
the tea.
The tea. That's honest. Michelle, it don't take nothing to encourage somebody. Man, anybody can do that. I don't care who you are. We can all be an encourager in the life of the
right.
people.
And purpose is very important.
Right.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. So beautiful. Wow.
Here, take plenty. I said, I'm learning from you. See, I came with my cards.
Yes, and I'm ready. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for having me. We're almost out of time, but again, we are here every Monday morning. We're live at Your Way Coffee, actually Yogurt and Coffee Bar, 3001 Tulane Avenue. Kalisha and Cleveland have put together a fantastic place. Come and be in the audience, or you can come and just get some coffee anytime. So it's been a great day. Paul Dawson, thank you for being with us as well. That's his hand. Thank you so much. Thanks to our wonderful guest, Terry Smith, with Action Against Addiction, and my glasses on. Also Ron Markham, who is with Corporate Training and Development in my very first seminar back in 1997.
Wow. Okay.
And also Lucky Johnson. Have a great day. It doesn't take anything to encourage someone.